It's kind of odd in a sense because I also read a lot of research and see researchers from like cognitive science talk about and prop up the opposite. As in, like, we need grades to increase test scores. We need these competitive classrooms to, because in a lab environment, students are showing increases, quote unquote, in their learning. I've seen like this movement of research surrounding like a more, I guess, conservative or traditional view of education. I'm curious, in the research world, do you see like a two different wings of people in the education sphere?
I think if it's really the research focused on the effect of grades, that it's quite consistent, that the findings are that grades versus written comments, that it's clear that the written comments improve learning more than grades. But I can understand why it's really hard to change, because grades do have information in it that's not in the written comments, because they help select or order students. You see who's the best, who's not. So it has a function in selection, for example, or also whether students get to a certain or fail or not. So of course it is important in school to see whether, or to really focus on, do my students reach the goals that we have for them? And we also get a bit addicted to grades because they can be really rewarding as long as they're good grades. And students that are used to grades and usually get good grades, they will have the problems motivating themselves is suddenly in the same environment. The teacher says, from now on, I won't give any grades anymore. So it's really hard to change that if your environment where they're all over and where you get rewarded for good performance for years. So then it's really hard to suddenly say, okay, I won't give grades anymore. And then I'm sure the students will protest because they also got used to that, especially when you receive a good grade, it's also a reward. So it feels good and you're happy and you work even harder.